Take a look at this video of JD Vance getting asked about the cost of living crisis, and he blames everything over the past 40 years. And then he uses the boogeyman socialism because, some of these Democratic candidates are talking about just basic things like universal health care, which every developed country in the world has universal health care. And they're not some communist hellscape like the Republicans want to make it out. But then he gets into very specific points. And here, JD Vance is not being truthful. And I don't say that lightly, but he talks about a number of different things. He talks about how the Trump administration fixed the manufacturing job crisis, which is not true because from January 2025 to early 2026, manufacturing actually lost 100,000 plus jobs. And then he talks about, it's going to become more affordable. Well, in what sense? You look at the average new car is $50,000. The average used car loan interest rate is double digits. So what is he talking about? The 30-year fixed mortgage rate is 6.7%. Inflation is between 3 and 4%. Labor force participation is down to 61.5%. Millions of people are unemployed, don't have health insurance, and many, many people are struggling with student debt. So where exactly is this shining golden age he's talking about?
Think who are sold a bill of goods by universities have a lot of debt, but not a good job to show for it.
But they say they can't afford a home. The average home ownership is up to like 42 years of age. 10, 15 years ago, it was much lower. There's concern about the cost of living, still high energy prices, $100 to fill my tank today. What does the Republican Party, specifically the administration, need to do better on that front? Because there are real strains out there.
Well, I think that what it shows is that the past 40 years of economic policy, bipartisan economic policy, have failed. I think a lot of people look at El Sayed or a lot of these other radical candidates and they say socialism is evil. They're right. Socialism is evil. But we have to ask ourselves the question, why is socialism so appealing to a lot of people who, to your point, have lower assets, who don't have the same ownership, who went to universities and were sold a bill of goods? They got a lot of debt, but they didn't necessarily get the good jobs that came along with that high debt load. And I think our answer to that, and by the way, you've already seen a lot of it in the Trump administration, is number one, protect American manufacturing. The manufacturing economy is the foundation of the middle class. We see this in Europe. We saw it in the United States. Every country that sells its industrial base to the highest foreign bidder loses its middle class and sees socialism come on the back end. What I think is actually going to happen is these socialist candidates, they've caught the tail end of an economy that wasn't working for most Americans. Unfortunately for them, the Trump economy has made long-term